Food and packets of water is what I need. Right. Now, there's been a slight change of plans for next week. Let me tell you about them over lunch. And that change of plans is, I got my dates wrong. Again. Now, this is pretty standard. If you've watched a few of these vlogs, you know that I'm constantly late and, you know, unsure of what day of the week it is. It's not through incompetence or uncaringness. It's just that before I moved to France, life was quite well structured for me, and timekeeping was a big part of that structure. And I kind of left it behind when I moved up here, and it's fine. I'm great with it, but it does mean from time to time wires get crossed. So next week I was supposed to be at the chateau, or so I thought. Turns out I'm not there next week at all. I'm off next week. So I think we might take ourselves off and do some more adventuring. Also, I thought today was Friday. It's not. It's Saturday. And now it's Sunday. So I decided to just take a handy weekend and use it to prepare for potential stuff happening next week. So now I find myself with a week off. I'm thinking, oh, there's loads I could do. Now there are some jobs around the farm I want to get sort of on top of. One of them is I need to replace a gate post. The gate post, like the main gate post into the farm, because over the last few years it's sagged a bit under the weight of the gate, so I need to get that out, sit another one in there, so I can re-bolt the gate up nice and level. So I'm going to get one of them today. And then the other stuff I want to get is, I don't know if you remember when I was showing you guys around the farmhouse, the cottage, but behind the kitchen I've made an extra room, and I want to put in another sort of downstairs wet room almost, so I can have another shower, another toilet, maybe stick a washing machine back there, something that if this winter guests are staying there and they come in covered in mud and rubbish and whatever else, they can just sort of go straight into the shower. There's a place to wash clothes, hang up wet jackets, that kind of thing. But anyway, I need to make a wall, like a... Well, there is a wall, obviously, the back wall of the house, but I want to make another wall sort of slightly in front of that, out of a metal rail and plasterboard system that I can hide all the pipes behind, and probably electrics. So I'm going in to get the railing for that today, and then I have it. And then we'll see what's going to happen next week with the weather. Right now, it's a bit cloudy in rural France, to be honest. Still warm, but cloudy. So I'm thinking next week, if it's too hot to go off adventuring, might do some indoor jobs, and if the weather turns really bad and it's lashing rain and stormy, well, I can also do some indoor jobs. So we're heading into Limoges in Pascal to get some bits and pieces. And before you say it, Brian, it's Sunday, everywhere's closed in rural France. Aha! I thought of this, and I googled the place I'm going to, and they're open Sundays, because they're one of them big sort of DIY chains. And the name of that chain is Leroy Merlin. It's not Leroy Merlin. That's how I've been pronouncing it until my friend Greg said, Ryan, this is not it, Leroy Merlin, it's Leroy Merlin, which means the King Merlin. Merlin wasn't the king, but we'll skip right past that one. Anyway, that's where we're going this morning. Right! Let's see if we can get something to eat before we hit the road. I don't know. Anywhere's open for food on Sunday? Maybe. Alright, don't at me. This stuff is a guilty pleasure. I know it's not terribly good for you, but my god, it tastes good. And I don't eat it often, maybe once every couple of months. So, I'm going to sit here by the lake, enjoy my ultra processed fast food, and then go home and do something useful. Or maybe just sleep in a hammock. First job, clean everything. So let me give you an idea of the plan here. So this is the wall of the house, obviously. And what I need to do is I need to make another wall about here and insulate behind it. Now the one question I do have that I'm going to ask my mate Joe, I think, is do I put some sort of damp-proof membrane on this wall before I put the other wall in front of it. And then I have to bring out all these electric sockets and bits of pipes and things like that. But basically the plan is, as I said, we're going to make another wall here. The first thing we have to do is we have to set this soil pipe in place, because there's going to be a toilet here somewhere, not too sure where, probably next to the window. Let me show you where it has to be plumbed in. Right, so this is the crack with the new bathroom. So this is the waste pipe for the toilet, and it's going to go all the way across this cellar, up kind of in the middle of the house, and then across the back wall of the new bathroom. So what I'm going to do is connect it to the existing sewer system. Now this is the vertical pipe that goes straight up to the bathroom on the top floor, and it comes down here, comes around these corners, shoots out that way into the septic tank. What I have to do is unscrew this, which nobody is looking forward to doing that job, I'm telling you, and maybe get some sort of joiner, coupler kind of thing to join the two of them, and then set my angles, although I think it's pretty much set already, to go all the way that way and into the new bathroom. Easy peasy. This little one is the grey water, so that's all the sink in the kitchen. And it's going to be the sink and the shower and the washing machine. If I put a washing machine in there, in the new kind of little bit of the cottage, that's the plan anyway. And then after that's all done, I can get my new wall up and get it plasterboarded. Once this is set in behind where it needs to be, I can get that new rail wall thing up. Easy peasy. Right, so I just realised I was chatting away for the last few minutes to you when I was painting this, and the microphone wasn't turned on, so all you saw was me blabbering but no sound. Some might say that's a blessing, but what we're doing here is just coating this in a bit of old engine oil and diesel. It kind of helps preserve the wood a bit. I'm sure there are many ways of doing it, but this is the way I know how to do it. Because this is going to be the new gate post. Obviously, it's not going to be that long when it's finished. It's probably going to be about half that size. But I'm going to put it in the ground, sort of, yeah, will I cut it before I put it in? I don't know, I'll have a measure up because I want it to go into the ground quite a lot. Like I want the hole to be quite deep, and then after that what I'll do is obviously fill the hole full of cement and stones and stuff, set it good and proper, make sure it's all leveled up, and then attach the gate to it. So I'll just have a figure out of how high the gate is, how much I want it in the ground, how much I want the gate off the ground when it's on the post, mats, stuff like that. And then I'll cut it, but it's just coated now in a bit of diesel, a bit of old engine oil. You can make it a little bit thicker if you want it to be a bit more goopy, but it's basically creosote. Basically is what it is, creosote. So we'll leave that dry. We might give it another coat later on. And then I think tomorrow we're either, one of two things is going to happen tomorrow. We're either sodding all the work off and just going on an adventure, or I've bits and bobs to do, a couple of little jobs here and there to do. A funny feeling of 2 or 3 little jobs to do, but there will probably still be a vlog. So I'm going to end it here today because I got some friends coming over for an apéro in about 20 minutes and I have nothing prepared. So thank you very much for watching this weekend's catch-up, weekend update. I hope you enjoyed it, and next week we're off adventuring again, so don't pack a bag quite yet, but have one to hand. Thanks for watching. I'll see you soon.